Do you know what happens after you die? Let's talk about it today on 3-Minute Theology. What happens after death is a big concept. So I'm going to take a few videos and talk about common questions and possibly some misconceptions about the afterlife. We're going to cover topics like what happened when people died before Jesus came. What did Jesus do between his death and resurrection? What's heaven like? What in the world is the final judgment in the Bible? And even if God is so loving, how can anyone end up in hell? We'll even look at some unorthodox views of hell that assert it's not a real place. I've even put together a chart that I think will be helpful as we journey through this topic. It will visually show what the Bible seems to indicate. Now, there's a lot of debate around this topic, as with anything in Christianity, but I'm looking forward to exploring it with you. But first, we need to talk about wording. Unfortunately, our English translations of the original Hebrew and Greek the Bible was written in often take different words the Bible uses and translates them all as hell, when it's actually referring to different concepts. In the Old Testament, the concept of a place of the dead is repeatedly referenced. The Bible indicates that humans are made up of body, soul, and spirit. This place of the dead is described as where our soul and spirit go after our bodies die. The Old Testament uses the Hebrew word Sheol. The New Testament Greek equivalent is the word Hades. Unfortunately, these words are translated in a variety of ways in English. Sometimes we see words like pit, grave, and hell used, when just sticking with Hades and Sheol would probably be more accurate. Adding to the confusion, we have two other words used in the New Testament, Tartarus and Gehenna. Tartarus is found only once in 2 Peter. We don't have enough scripture to say definitively what the writer meant, so I won't spend too much time on it. But Tartarus was either his way of referring to Hades in a general sense, or what I tend to think he was talking about a specific part of Hades. Gehenna, on the other hand, is important. This is best translated as the lake of fire or hell. So the place that we call hell is technically Gehenna, and based on scripture, it's not being used right now. No one is there. Now, before you accuse me of heresy, hang on. Hell isn't being used yet, but Hades is. This is why our words matter. When people refer to hell today, what they probably mean is Hades or Sheol. We'll talk about what hell or the lake of fire actually is in another video. Okay, so to recap, the Bible presents us with a solid concept of the place where everyone goes when they die, called Sheol in the Old Testament and Hades in the New. Hell is a different place, technically called Gehenna in Greek. Okay, so now that we've got our terminology straight, next week we'll look at how the Bible describes Hades and what happened when people died before Jesus. The answers might surprise you. But that's all for this 3-Minute Theology. Until next time.